Week 14 podcast. And folks, we're getting close to that 500 marker again. I'm starting to feel it.
They might be doing a little thing right now, John. They might be doing a little thing, brother.
The Toronto Blue Jays, man. I mean, you just won a series against a team 20 games above 500.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, man? Honestly.
I don't get it. Again, nothing ever makes sense. But we've turned a corner as to what they want this team to be. And it feels exciting for right now. Jimmy goes down today, sucked, but Horwitz is playing, Barger's playing, and Barger's getting the swings off that we heard about.
Yes.
The ball's being crushed.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got speed. He stole a base again today. So exciting little turn as to how this is going to work. Still have some holes right now, which can be hopefully fixed by players performing better, but it's not looking great for some of those guys named George Springer, mainly, and Justin Turner just right now.
Yeah.
Hasn't been great. You hope they can turn around and make this team a little more well-rounded, but a good weekend nonetheless. Found the way to win. You faced 2 or 3 not fantastic arms. Like the Guardians had been seemed like super, super lucky based on the arms they had, the caliber of the talent I thought they had on the mound. The bullpen's sick for them, besides what Sandlin did today.
Yeah.
But no, just an awesome 2 days when you scored runs. And you can be bad in the bullpen when you score runs and you give yourself some leeway. And that's what we saw with Jimmy today. So, yeah, I'm happy with the Blue Jays playing this weekend.
Yeah, it's a great weekend. And before we go into the series, moment of silence for Daniel Vogelbach. And that's it. Thank you for your service, Daniel Vogelbach. It had to get done. Addison Barger provides way more for you on the base pass, defensively, and honestly, offensively, he looked fucking awesome today. Some really good swings, hard hit balls. So I'm surprised they didn't do this earlier, actually. Like, I know in hindsight 50-50, the Johnnyism, you could say that, but Addison Barger gives you so much more around the field than Daniel Vogelbach. Like, that's not a hot take.
Well, you can hide George more if you play him.
Yeah.
Which I was never really thinking about. But obviously Vogel's one-dimensional. If he's not hitting home runs, what's the point of kind of having him there? Home runs and slugging for extra bases, driving people in. And he didn't get an awesome chance to do that. So it let guys grow into it because it seems like they're going to get real at-bats. And that's why it's awesome. Don't bring them up. Like, they have Kyle Manzardo on the Guardians right now, who was the best hitter in minor league baseball before he got called up. And I see people tweeting, where is he? And he played, 1 game of all 3?
Yeah.
Don't do that with our guys. If you're going to call them up, let them play. Let's see what run you can get. Let those guys take you to the playoffs.
And I'll tell you what, man, the Buffalo boys are doing that. The Buffalo boys are absolutely doing that. It's crazy the amount of firepower and electricity they bring to a lineup. Like, the Horwitz at-bats are unreal. Deep into counts, fires off some good swings, fouls off some good pitches. Barger, same thing. And then Schneider and Ernie, Ernie all of a sudden is back to his form that he was at the start of the season. Shout out Earn Dog. But the Buffalo boys, in my opinion, the lineup that is the best for this team maximizes how many players from the Bisons is in the lineup. For me, at least.
Yeah. It's going to be a right-handed pitcher on the mound will get them the most at-bats, and it's a good thing you see more right-handed pitchers than lefties because you can make that your lineup all the time. I'm happy to watch them play. It's a much more exciting brand of baseball, and not yet has the defense bit them in the ass because they're not as good defenders as the guys who are going to sit on the bench, but the ability to score runs is a lot easier with those guys. So we will take it. Today's game felt so much like the 2021 Blue Jays. If they were going to blow that, you finally put up a good amount of runs and then the bullpen blows it. But you're right. I think the output, you want to see the Buffalo boys in the lineup. See what you have at least. If you're going to be a mid team, at least see what you have. And if they are great, some of those guys are great, there's trade value to go up with those people as well. So them playing a lot is good for this team, and them playing well is good for this team.
Yeah, let me just pull this up here because I have something. I found a good stat here. Uh, so the Toronto Blue Jay, like I know we're talking about the Buffalo Boys play, all that type of stuff. The Buffalo Boys this weekend went 8 for 28. That's like that, and most of them are hitting at the bottom of the order, right? 8 for 28. Or sorry, I'm so fucking dumb. The Buffalo Boys this weekend, let the Buffalo Boys cook, went 10 for 28. And these are guys hitting at the bottom of the order. You had Ernie Clement, who went 4 for 5 this weekend, or 3 for 4, I believe it was. 3 for 4. No, 4 for 5. 4 for 5 this weekend. I'm right. And then you have Horwitz, who looks great. Addison Barger went 2 for 4 today. The best lineup for this team includes the Buffalo Boys. I don't care how much money you're paying Springer. I don't care how much money you're paying Turner. I do not care. They do not make this team better right now when they are in the lineup, so do not play them. That's how it should be.
Yeah, that's just like the right in front of you way to think about it, which you definitely want to do with how the team's offense has been performing. You can have better outputs from those guys, and that starts with getting them a lot of at bats. So it's a very interesting way when you think about managing is how do you get guys back if you're successful the other way with the young guys, right? Like, where do you mix in a Justin Turner DH spot if you have other things going well? Went a lefty, and then he doesn't get a hit against a lefty, and you see 4 righties for the next 4 days. It's interesting because there's not an off day for forever as well. So that's the intricacies of managing are
They have an off day this Thursday.
Sorry, I meant after that. I know for sure there's 4 straight series after that.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. It's like it's a little bit rejuvenating. Watch. It's
for
like,
sure. You need some youth to kick you in the ass a little bit.
Yeah.
We kind of know how this team was going to go for the rest of the season if they kept that like Biggio Vogelback. The upside was not there. They showed in the first couple months the upside was not there. So change as much as you can. You're not trading for 5 guys at this point in the season. So try for, I know the whole the theme of the season is internal adjustments. They've gone and tried that again. See if that'll work.
So who is your, so far this season? Like, I know the wild card break's coming up. Who is your MVP for this team so far? It's got to be Varsho, right?
Yeah. He's like the most valuable, obviously. I don't even know if I could give one out. It doesn't like is that the only name that comes to your mind?
Varsho, for me it's Varsho probably.
Yeah. He is the most valuable.
I mean, he's leading the team in a
home runs, best defender,
defensive run save.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give it to Varsho. Kind of sucks that that's like where we're at.
Yeah.
Because he's hitting 210, but still hitting the home runs. Kyle Schwarber hit 50 home runs and hit 210 as well. So it can be good. It's just a different way to think about it. And it sucks when Varsho's the best when you have Vladdy and Bo. And pitchers like Barrios is just there doing his thing again. He's not a Cy Young guy, but he's a very, very good pitcher. And every time he goes out, gives you a chance. He's going to get up the hits. Up against a Guardians team today that's not going to strike out ever, and he had 1 strikeout.
And the advanced stats hate him too, right?
Gives up rockets, gives up home runs. That's his thing. So, yeah, I mean, I can't believe how tough that was to come up with a name who would be fucking MVP.
Yeah, it is, because it's just like a bunch of just kind of guys just working together in unison. But before we do go into the series, talk about the weekend, man. Obviously, Friday you sat in the premium seats. By the way, we will be doing a vlog on Tuesday, I think.
Yeah.
We sat in the best seats at the Rogers Center. On Tuesday, we will be sitting in the worst seats at the Rogers Center. We will be sitting right field, 500, last row. That's where we will be sitting.
Yeah.
It'll be a funny vlog. Sitting in literally the highest point of the stadium. So should be great. And that's Bassett Bump Day, so it's even better.
Nice.
But how are those seats?
They're great. Second time I've sat there. When the Blue Jays play like shit for 2 games, just look on SeatGeek and people just tank the prices of their tickets. It's like just I think we paid, I paid 160 Canadian for those like all you can eat seats. It was so
wow.
It was so stupid. They were that cheap. So
Wow,
yeah, I do
that's crazy.
I do a lot of digging for that. But what we don't want to talk about is the golf match heard around the world
Oh yes.
on Thursday.
Oh yes. We talked about it. I was so fired up. Like the night before, I was like, "Let's go, dude!" Like finally, it's like that meme when the plan leaves the group chat.
Yeah.
Like we talked about that in our group chat with Ernie and Davis for so long, and it's good. Thank you to TPC Toronto, obviously, for making that possible. They hooked it up for us,
We
and
played the North Track, which is where they're going to host the Canadian Open next year.
yeah. So we got there. Davis and Ernie were there eating already, and we decided to be best if I was not on Avery's team for the match because I'm not good anymore, or I wasn't ever good. I was like
No,
decent.
you can shoot 91. I
Yeah,
know
and I'm
you can
fine
do
with
it.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But not anymore though. Like I have to play more consistent. But so yeah, I'll let you take the floor. It was you and Alto versus Davis and Ernie. Like what was the vibes? I know you guys were down 1 after 9, I believe. You
Yeah.
birdied the
No,
first
we were
hole.
all square after 9. So Davis and Ernie play golf like they play baseball. Like it's just how they play golf like they play baseball. Davis hits the ball maybe with the most spin of anyone I've ever seen. The ball is launched off the club. And he can spray it both sides. Like it'll go left sometimes, it'll go right sometimes, and it's the furthest golf ball you've ever seen hit. Ernie gets up there. Ernie and I play golf very similarly. You can talk when we're swinging. We're gonna get up there, maybe a practice swing. You just hit the ball, you go hit the ball. Ernie swings so nice and easy. Ball's down the middle of the fairway every time. It's just not a lot of mistakes from him. So we go off one par 5 to start, which is I hate on golf courses.
Yeah.
I want to try and score on like the 3rd hole par 5. I find that Ernie and I birdie. So I'm like, okay, I'm playing some decent enough golf. And then we get like all square through 9. So feeling pretty good. I've played some really good golf. Alto, he just can't figure it out. It's not his best round yet. And then we go 1 down on 11, 2 down on 12. We get a hole back on 14, and then we end up losing on 16. There were some birdies made out there. Davis and Ernie, there's some good golfers there. Spence doesn't golf, apparently. He doesn't golf. He's not very good. That's what they told me.
Okay.
So that's why he wasn't there as well. But it was awesome. Not a lot of baseball talk. You're out there to have fun with the boys. You don't want to talk shop about what's going on. Just get out there and hit the ball around. They're awesome guys, man. I really appreciated their time.
Yeah, no, they're the best, and they obviously gave us the courtesy. Like, thanks for like inviting us. Like, fella, like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
We do it every day if we could. But Ernie
You
shot
played behind. You and Curtis played behind. We could have just played all 6 of us, I think.
Oh, easily. There was no one there. Like
Yeah.
that course had not a singular soul there. It was just me and Curtis in the back, just having a good time, just chirping each other, taking some funny swings, and
We
just
have the
watching.
final scores too. I can go through.
Let's hear it.
So Ernie shot 74.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
There's a couple bogeys in there for him as well. I shot 80. Davis shot 83, and Alto shot 91. And
I shot 98.
We lost 3 and 2. I thought you shot McDavid.
97. Sorry, I shot 97. Yeah,
huge putt on 18 for you.
right in front of the grandstand.
Yeah, they clapped for you. That was sick.
But what I did want to talk about was the picture we took before. We have to discuss the perverts on social media looking at I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
But there is a certain player on the Blue Jays whose shorts you could maybe see. We had a Brandon Belt situation. And I want to let all of you on Twitter know you guys are perverts.
Yeah.
Okay? Disgusting, disgusting perverts. But I got DMs from like women about it too. Like some girlfriends I have were like, it's staring at me. No, I'm not staring at it. So we had a Brandon Belt 2.0 on our hands in that picture.
Yeah.
All right. Let's relax.
Yeah. Now that's over with.
I have a Brandon Belt situation on mine. Unfortunately, it's too small, so I can't. Yeah, there's no Brandon Belt situation for me. But just a hilarious outfit from Davis.
Curtis. Oh my God. Curtis comes driving in too. He's wearing his dress socks from work, begging someone to give him ankle socks, and just no one had ankle socks for him.
Oh yeah, that Curtis outfit was fucking horrendous.
It's
just horrible.
There's nothing better than getting out on the course with your boys for 4 hours, just shoot the shit.
We should have easily done 6, by the way. I think it would have been so much funnier if we had 6 lads just going through just
Yes.
two different matches. Because there was literally no one behind us. Like me and Curtis kept turning around, like, where is everyone? There was no one there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the golf round heard around the world. But let's talk about yesterday, man. Yesterday, me and Avery attended John Summit, obviously with different groups of people. I got after it, if you could tell. I feel great right now, though. I actually might go tonight. But what a show. Like I know some of our listeners are probably they're indifferent on house music, but just the vibes of like John
House
Summit.
music is incredibly back, by the way. Like,
oh, it's so back.
incredibly
So back.
back.
So back. The vibes of that concert, like there was no fights. It was just everyone like just having a good time together. You know what I'm saying? It was like everyone just vibing out listening to John Summit. He puts on a fucking show. I'm wearing a shirt right now. The shirt's like unbelievable. Like I'm gonna wear this out. Like his shirt's unreal. But John Summit is he has banger after banger after banger. It's so good. It was such a good show.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was awesome. The light show, the flames going the whole time too. I enjoyed it. What'd you think of the venue for it? It's not very EDM, like dance music friendly venue. I don't think like inside.
No, it's not. Better. It's not because it's outdoors, right? Like you can't really like set up the speakers that well.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
No, it was. I went with a great group of people. It was unbelievable. It was just so sick, and yeah, I love shows.
A lot of Gate 14 people there, and I appreciate them.
Yeah, there's I was in a I was fucked up, so I noticed a couple people, but yeah, no, there was a lot of Gate 14 listeners there for me when I was at the porta potty walking up to the thing. So we appreciate that. It's cool to see that these lads tap into the same music we do. So it's awesome. But if I could recommend going to John Summit concert, go, man. It was unbelievable. But next thing I didn't want to talk about, I tweeted what are Johnnyisms like, and there's like 55 replies. I don't realize I say this shit that much. Like, let me read some of the replies for the Johnnyisms. Because so the reason why I tweeted that was someone messaged us on our website and said, we need to make Johnnyism shirts. And I was like, do I say that much stuff that's like Johnnyism stuff? And the replies are insane. It's 50 replies. If this is a true circle, hand up.
Those are normal things though. I still think like yeah, hindsight 50-50, that type of stuff.
Cat shit. Now we go. Blank my 4 eyes I've ever seen. Avery, we have to address the elephant in the room. Brings up something completely out of left field. Folks kind of fucks. Yeah, I guess. I mean, this is the thing. We talk on a microphone every single fucking day. So they're like, if you're mic'd up every day, you're just gonna say stupid shit.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's just what it is. And I'm dumber than most. That's where I'm at with it. So yeah, it was funny to see the Johnnyisms tweets that people were doing to me saying this is the most this is what you say, and yeah, you say this a million times a podcast, but it is the vibes are so much better right now, Avery. They really are. I can't believe they won that series, bro. I'm in a great fucking mood.
I know. Especially with how things are going at the end there with Jimmy. And it sucks how much the team has the hold on me where when they lose, weekday games are worse because the weekend or the weekday you're at work, you go back to work and it's like all you can think about is, yeah, my baseball team that I love sucks. We just lost last night. But on the weekend, at least you can kind of get away from it. You're doing some other things. This one was great though. Like a must-have series if you want to stay in the race. The AL Central, man.
Oh my god.
What a disgusting division.
Fuck you, the AL Central. I would murder to be in the AL Central. I'm serious. I would seriously murder to be in the AL Central. It makes me sick. There's a Johnnyism. That the Jays have to face the Orioles, the Yankees, and I'll even throw the Red Sox in there. Fuck it. Red Sox are fine. I mean, they're 500. But fuck. Seeing that Guardians team, they're not great, Ave.
No, they play their style of baseball, but like fast, being able to... Stephen Kwan is a problem.
Oh my god. I've had enough of him.
Yeah.
I've had enough of Stephen Kwan.
Yes, exactly. But now like they hit home runs. They used to play a boring style of baseball. Now I find it a lot more exciting this season.
Yeah.
So you got out of there. And I got nothing bad to say about this weekend. You just need some pitchers' health back. Like Bowden was great again. Yariel Rodriguez in AAA was really good.
He's pitching
today.
tomorrow, by the way. You see that?
Who?
Yariel.
I thought he pitched today.
Oh, wait, what am I saying? He's joining the club tomorrow. Sorry.
Okay.
He's back with the club tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah,
that
he's
makes
back
sense.
with the club tomorrow. I read
And
that wrong.
He probably won't be activated until his start day, which would be Friday, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah. So he'll be going Friday against the Guardians again.
Guardians again.
Yeah. But I guess we can go into the series. Friday's game, you were there in attendance. Kevin Gausman pitched great.
Yep.
Yeah, pitched great.
It was just double after double, but kind of kept them in check enough that you should have a chance. And then he comes out with the quote right after where he says they got to be perfect or they're not going, which was just true.
Are people looking too much into that? I feel like he's just saying that because it's true. I mean, a 4-year-old could tell you that though, right? Like people are looking into that like he's sending shots at the offense. Is he?
He is sending shots at the offense.
Yeah, but I don't think it's like a mean thing to say like he's coming at them. I just
No,
think he's like
I think everyone in that locker room, they watch the games. They're in the games. They know what's going on. Like it's obvious. And you can have your Cy Young vote getter say that as well. Like it's
like Bowden can't say that. Like
No,
Bassett
no.
can say it. Gausman could say it. Barrios, probably Kikuchi too.
Yeah.
But it was refreshing to hear someone from the team not give this like delusional, oh, they're gonna figure it out type of answer, right? Like it was cool to have someone be like, all right, we have to be perfect. That's it. Like we have to be perfect for our team to win. And that's just that's what they've been the last 6 weeks, the pitching staff for the Toronto Blue Jays. But poor Kevin Gausman, man. The Jays had no business losing that game. The guy that was throwing for the Guardians, Logan Allen, has a 1.4 whip. Yeah. Let's call it what it is. He fucking blows, Avery. The
Jays have been so bad against left-handers. The worst against left-handers in baseball the last month.
Really?
They were. Yeah, leading up to that game. Tough. Like, changes had to be made. Something had to change. So, Friday happened, and then Saturday happened, and then Sunday happened. So, as bad as Friday was, there's a reason series are more than one game. And can't freak out over that. So looking at the series from a whole, take it.
And I'm happy they were able to kind of get punched in the mouth Friday and bounce back and win both games, put up pretty decent amount of runs. Let's go into Saturday's game. Saturday's game was great, by the way. Forza Ragazzi, by the way, Italy wins Saturday, 1-0 against Albania. They're playing Spain on Thursday, which is going to be hell on earth. I will say that. Yep. At 3:00, Spain is a fucking problem. But Bowden Francis, 4 innings, 4 hits, no walks, just a clean outing of baseball. And he's starting to get back to form, man. I mean, tough start to the season for Bowden Francis. The injury, got shelled a pretty decent amount, lost his rotation spot. Now he is really, really starting to settle in. And he is, for me, a comfortable 5 in the rotation now. But Yariel is obviously a better option. But
yeah, for sure.
Like, what do you do now, Avery? Do you go Yariel starts as the 5th starter, Bowden goes in the Trevor Richards role, Trevor Richards goes to the 7th or 8th? Is that what you do?
I guess that's what would have to happen if Jimmy's hurt as well. Like, Trevor Richards is so interesting to me as a baseball player because he can do about everything. And like he's just good for the most part. I don't know where to put him, but he just seems to be good. Again, he'll give up the longest home run you've ever seen. So will Bowden though too. I think for the opener's been a good role for him. He's gonna have to see some more leverage, I think, with what's gonna go on with Jimmy. So we've seen some shifts in the bullpen as well. Like Brendan Little is just gonna take.
He's great. He's looked great, Dave. Brendan Little's looked great.
He's just going to take. He's going to take what Tim Meza was going to do.
Yeah,
for a little bit. Meza's going to lose some. Not that he's had a lot of leverage recently, unless the bullpen's taxed. But yeah, interesting to see. Everyone's just going to get bumped up one again. It'd be nice kind of know what Romano's up to these days, and if he's coming back.
You spoke about it, Dave. We got to give a salute to the silver Fox, man, he is having himself a season. The Silver Fox, 309 ERA, 0.89 whip in 35 innings this year. In his last 7 games, the big dog has a 164 ERA and a 0.73 whip. All season, he has kept it through tons of stretches where his whip has never been above 1, Avery. He has never had an above 1 whip this entire season.
Yeah,
Trevor Richards,
that's the two things you'd like to look at for relievers. ERA can get inflated so from one outing. Like
yeah,
that's what happens to relievers. Jimmy today will go up like a run probably.
yeah.
And that's just because you're giving up runs and you're not having a lot of innings. Like you got to go on a nice scoreless stretch to fix that. So he's going to do that. And Trevor Richards, like, look at whip, look at strikeout minus walk rate, look at strikeout rate. Trevor Richards has the second lowest batting average against on changeups in baseball. Jose Barrios was first. That came from the Sportsnet broadcast today.
Yeah.
Trevor Richards goes out there, spams slow changeups now, and it's successful. So shout out to him, man. Do I think he's going to be back next year? Probably not. Now they're going to have to pay him even more. But I still think he's very fun to watch.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just Trevor Richards being he's like what Ross Stripling was, but he's Ross Stripling, but has had multiple good seasons. Like he was good last year, Trevor Richards, right? When he was a starter for the Jays, he saved their ass. Probably one of the reasons they made the playoffs. And he's been great this year. So shout out to Silver Fox, man. Shout out to Silver Fox. But yeah, they won the Saturday game. Let's talk about today's game. Today's game was fun.
Yes.
Buffalo boys forever, dude.
Today's game was actually fun. Like scoring runs and hitting home runs is so sick, dude. So I wish we could hit home runs every game.
Me too. It rocks. It rocks. But like, okay. I want to talk about the Varsho trade, not to beat a dead horse. But people were this is why you do not judge a trade after one season and a Linsanity postseason run. Dalton Varsho has more home runs, the same amount of home runs as Lourdes and Moreno combined. And he has a substantially higher DRS. He is just good. Like Dalton Varsho is just a solid asset for this team. If your dad, if your uncle, if your grandfather still says it's the worst trade in baseball, you stack them to death. You say, why don't we look at their fucking home runs for Lourdes and Moreno? Like, they're nothing burgers now. They're irrelevant. Dalton Varsho is one of the reasons we just talked about. He's the MVP of this team right now. He's one of the reasons this team is still holding on by a thread, being close to 500, still 3 games back of a playoff spot. Dalton Varsho rocks, and it's about time you make the apology as loud as the disrespect last season. He's been unreal.
Yeah, we're doing the same thing that other people did last year, though. Like, just wait. Now we have a 2-year sample size instead of 1. We'll give it 4 years. Like, let it run out, and we can look at things from a whole. Dalton Varsho has been very valuable for this team, and we thought like the catching tandem was going to be great. So as of right now, man, the deal is not bad. Sucks so much that the Diamondbacks made the World Series. If they didn't make the World Series, we wouldn't have had to deal with that bullshit all last season. So there we go. Dalton's a great player. Gabriel Moreno will figure something out at some point. Defense is really good. But yeah, I'm very happy Dalton Varsho's on my baseball team.
Oh, I love him. Love him so much. Love the Varsho. But today's game, it's just like, let's look at the lineup from today, man. It was weird lineup. Bo Bichette, back-to-back days. He doesn't play. The Jays score 12 runs.
Yeah, calf injury for him.
Yeah,
and they said
injury.
Jimmy came out with right elbow soreness.
Okay. That's not good.
That's usually good.
Yeah, it's usually good. Let's look at the lineup today. Barger, 2 for 4. Erndog, 2 for 4. Vladdy, 3 for 4. Varsho, 2 for 5. Horwitz, 1 for 4. This is why baseball doesn't make sense to me, because you take out Bo, you take out the big dogs, and you put up the most amount of runs you've scored in the entire series. Like today was a fun game to watch though, because you had the young, exciting guys wreaking havoc on the base. I mean, Addison Barger's. I didn't even realize he was fast. Remember when I thought he was slow on the live stream? That was dumb. But this was like, this is Blue Jays ball. Like, let's let the fucking Buffalo boys play, man. And all those people, all you fucking fools that wanted Ernie Clement DFA'd last week, how's that taste? How's that taste? Let's pump the brakes on DFAing guys after a 3-4 week bad stretch when they're a bench bat. But man, it's Ernie's making it hard to not play him, Ave. He looks unreal the last couple days. He had a fucking nuke today, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, he killed that. His power's not in the middle, man. Get pull side for Ernie, and that's where it has to happen. He's not the strongest guy in the world, so stay away from the big part. You pull it, that's where his bombs are, man. So awesome to see him do well. Again, fun lineup, dude. Like, some speed in there. Besides the first inning where Horwitz gets stopped on the single.
That was
and
crazy.
It's like, oh man, if only we had a leadoff hitter who was gonna be like 70th percentile sprint speed, we would score a run in the first. Hilarious that they went bases loaded, none out, didn't score. But the second inning, Blue Jays came back, man. What a fucking squad the second inning Blue Jays are.
The best second inning team ever, brother. That's what they are.
Just
it is
don't
like,
turn the baseball game on till the second inning if you care.
Yeah, don't. Like, best second inning runs 2024. In Toronto Blue Jays fashion, they are one of the worst first inning teams in all of baseball. In the second inning, they are the best team in baseball manufacturing runs by a significant margin. They average 0.71 runs an inning in the second inning. It just, like Avery said, when you're watching this team, do not watch the first inning. Do not watch the first inning. Just turn your TV on around what, 7:17, 7:20.
Yeah, they'll go pretty quick through their turn. So yeah, 7:17 sounds about right.
Yeah, turn the game on at around 7:17 and treat it as the first inning. That's the only way you can do it.
Yep, I agree.
The only way you can do it. But so electric, awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
So
second inning
I did a little deep dive on George Springer this weekend. If you don't follow me on Twitter, that's fine. I'll say it out here because I know a lot of people don't do that. I went in. It's like, are things going to get better historically for 34-year-old George Springer? So I did something dumb. I was like, okay, let's look at 30-year-olds who are above league average weighted runs created plus the year before and had a first half weighted runs created plus in the 70s to see if we should add some hope. So we ended up having, I went to 2017 through 2017. We had 13 players who fit this criteria. The players are like Jurickson Profar, DJ LeMahieu, Jose Abreu, Robbie Grossman, Miguel Cabrera, Asdrubal Cabrera, Lorenzo Cain, Yachty, Kipnis, Pujols, Pence, Reyes, and Napoli. Everyone had better second halves except two players, and one of them had the exact same half. So historically, things could be better for George Springer in the second half. I should have gone back to like 2007 to see if that had worked out. But the years after for all of these players are pretty horrible. Like, that's the next part of it. What were their seasons like after they started to struggle? Not many were great besides Albert Pujols' 42-year-old season when he was the best hitter in the world. That was the outlier of all the years.
Which is ridiculous. Ridiculous. But yeah, I just don't know where we go with here from George, man. Georgie boy, he's lost it. I tweeted it, and I, not to be the negative guy, whatever, call me negative, but also call me a Rogers shill. Pick one fucking frame. I don't know how much longer I can watch his at-bats, Avery. I can't. Bases loaded today, strikes out on 4 pitches, or maybe might have even been 3. And then again, he comes up in scoring position, first and second, double play. He can't get out of his own way right now, and we're hitting him in the fucking 5-hole, in the 6-hole. What are we doing, John Schneider, man? It's tough to watch, George Springer right now. It's sad because he was the top dog.
Yeah, it's more sad than anything. And I don't know if I brought this point up here. I forget who told me this, but it was Zoobs. Zoobs brought it up. He said the George Springer, when he signed, the last couple of years were going to be tough. People thought that. But it was going to be fine because they thought they would have won a World Series by then. So you're paying for the extra years to make sure you won in your window, and that hasn't worked out. And now we're looking, feels like worst case scenario with George.
Yeah, it is. We're in worst case scenario
We're
for George.
hoping for a drastic change. We want nothing more than that to turn
Yeah,
around. And he
for
had a
sure.
2-run single to the game-winning hit, I guess, yesterday. So
Yeah, it's I don't know, man.
praying for things to get better.
I'm praying. All we can do now is put on a brave face and pray and hope. That's all.
Exactly it, man.
Yeah, it's just it's been tough sledding for old Georgie boy. That's all. It's been tough sledding, but we already did a series preview of the Red Sox series coming up with Jared Carrabis, the head of Red Sox Twitter, the tribal chief of baseball Twitter.
Yep.
We will be doing a live stream with them next week. He mentioned doing something like that, like a joint live stream. So that'll be awesome. That'll be sick.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you'll have the Red Sox series preview right there. Anything else, Avery? I mean, we got the vlog coming up, which will be funny. The worst seats of the Rogers Center.
Yeah, we can hopefully release that for Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, release it for Thursday on the off day, so we'll give you something to watch at least.
Yeah, that should be fun. Maybe we'll get Judah to drive down.
Yeah, we'll see. See what.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But, anyways, tune into the Jared Carrabis interview coming up now. Love you guys. Let's win another series and get to 500.
Yeah,
why not? Why not? Let's get back to 500. We will chat on Wednesday night after the Red Sox series. Let's have ourselves a week. Let's have ourselves a week, guys. Love you guys. And
if there's dads in here, happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to all the dads, all the DILFs out there. Happy
love
Day.
My dad.
Yep. We will talk on Wednesday night, and hopefully next time we're talking to you guys, our Toronto Blue Jays are above 500. Fuck it. Maybe even 2 games above 500. Let's get crazy. Enjoy the Jared Carrabis part of the podcast, man. It was very fun. We enjoyed doing it. He's one of the best, and love you guys. Gate 14 forever. All right, we are back here. It is the Red Sox series preview, and I had to call in the big guns, tribal chief of baseball Twitter, the face of Red Sox fandom, Jared Carrabis. Jared, what's up, man? How are we feeling? How's the vibes?
Man, the vibes are mid, but they've been mid for 3 years. Like, I live in the mid. I'm the master of mid. I know how to survive in the mid. The vibes have to stay right there in the middle. You can't get too high on highs because we don't have any, and you can't get too low on lows because, it's all just like right there in the middle. It's a perfectly balanced team. It's been that way for 3 years. Baseball purgatory. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
Is there light at the end of the tunnel though with all the young guys? I saw you went to Portland, talked to all the young guys coming up. Is that the light at the end of the tunnel for you?
Yes and no. Because you have to then ask yourself the question of what is the light? Is the light a World Series title, or is the light just having hope? Is the light not wanting to kill myself when I watch the Red Sox? So if that's the bar, then yes, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, because I will be excited to watch Roman Anthony, Kyle Teal, Marcel Meyer, Nick York, like Blaze Jordan. Like, once those guys are up here, it's like, these are my boys. Like, I'm just going to be happy to have players on the team that I'm excited to watch, but like, they're all position players. We don't have any pitchers in the pipeline. Like, Bayo is supposed to be like the stud pitcher of the farm system, and he stinks. So I'm getting crucified by Red Sox fans for saying that, by the way. Like, they don't like the fact that I'm like out on Brian Bayo. I'm not out on him, but like, I'm so underwhelmed by him, and they don't want to hear it because it's all like these like younger fans that like I'm 35. So like, I grew up where like, if you don't win, then you're angry. And these younger fans, they're all like, they're not fans of the players. They're fans of like the general managers, which is weird. So like, they want to hit on every prospect. And if you don't believe in every prospect, then they're just like, man, how you're not a real fan if you don't think Bayo's the truth. I'm like, he has a 5 ERA. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
He slams his glove every time that he gives up a home run. I'm like, bro, you're not good enough to be that mad. So I think the light is like, yes, I'm excited for these prospects, but there's no pitching prospects. So then it's like, do I trust that the Red Sox will spend money or make a big trade to acquire the pitching necessary somewhere down the line? Like, not really. But I'm excited to see players I care about play. Yeah, no doubt.
this is my thing. It's like, obviously me and Avery always talk about wondering what other fan bases think of the Blue Jays. What I think of the Red Sox is like, you guys are making a pretty decent baseball team out of fucking scraps right now. Like Andrew Bailey is the messiah. Like Andrew Bailey should get the keys to the city in Boston. So it's funny to hear like your impression of the team compared to like what we think from the outside. What is your impression of the Toronto Blue Jays right now? They just won a series against the Cleveland Guardians, one game below 500, 2 games back of a play or 3 games back of a playoff spot. Like, what is your outsider view on what the Toronto Blue Jays is right now?
That your offense stinks, but it shouldn't.
Yeah.
The rotation has been disappointing, but it shouldn't be. Like, I know that like Bassett has turned around his last like 6 starts. He's been a lot better. Gosman having an off year is just bad timing, really, because he's such a stud, and I'm still pissed that the Red Sox didn't sign him when he was a free agent. But like the thing about Vladdy, because every time like I do a lot of like radio hits in Toronto, because I mean, I'm always like blowing the Legacy Jays and all that. So every time I go on, they'll be like, what are your impressions? Like, what do you think about Vladdy? And Vladdy's having a year right now where, coming off of 2021, he set the bar so high that everything after that is just going to be this massive disappointment. But statistically, he's having his second best offensive year ever. It's just not an outstanding offensive year. It's like, it's like a 134 weighted runs created plus, or like OPS plus. And so it's like, yeah, that's pretty good, but it's an 800 OPS. Like, he should be a dude that's in like 1,000 OPS.
Yeah.
So he's always going to fall short of what fans want him to be because of that one season that it's like, man, this dude was the top, like MVP runner up, the best offensive player in baseball. And we know that that's in there. So like, that's frustrating. So you can't even appreciate a good year from Vladdy because we know what he can be. So like, that's got to be frustrating. Like, if I'm a Blue Jays fan, I'm incredibly frustrated because you once you start calling these guys up, like, when we talk about like the Red Sox prospects that are all position players, like we're about to have that. And you guys called all your guys up, so you know what they are. So at some point, you want to keep every year taking a step forward and forward and forward. It feels like now you've kind of like reached your peak, and now you're sliding backwards with these guys. Like, that sucks. Like, that's a shitty place to be.
Yeah, I did the research today. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. doesn't have an extra base hit on a 4-seam fastball this year.
That's
insane.
Fucking nuts.
He had an 850 slug on 4-seam fastballs in 2021. He doesn't have one extra base hit. How's that even possible? I think the biggest thing about being in the AL East is knowing how good the O's are going to be, but we all hate the Yankees. What can we possibly do to stop the Yankees this year? Because
they'll stop themselves. They'll stop themselves. Yeah, I'm not worried about the Yankees in the playoffs right now. Like, you kind of have to let it play out because Yankee fans are like, how could you give us Alex Verdugo for free? Like, he's so good and he changed the vibes. I'm like, it's the first half of the season. Second half, Verdugo will show up, and when he does, you're gonna be like, get this guy the fuck out of here. So I don't know. I mean, it's a lot, and I know Papelbon has been unhinged on Twitter the last few days, but he made a great point saying Soto and Judge better stay healthy, because if they don't, then like the Yankees it's like you take away their magical powers. Like, that team is all Judge, all Soto. At least, from the best team in the American League, like one of those guys goes down, they're not the best team in the American League. Like, the Orioles will then pass them, like whatever. But I don't know. I've seen them in the playoffs before. They're the East Coast Dodgers, and they get there and it's like, yeah, this is not the same team. Like, they're always built on offense. 17, 19, like those teams had scary lineups, and they get to the playoffs and it's like, well, they hit 200 as a team in the playoffs. So you're going to need guys like Rodon. Like, who is he? We don't know. Stroman, he can't melt down in the playoffs. Garrett Cole, is he going to stay healthy? What's he going to look like when he comes back? So, yeah, I mean, like, Clay Holmes is like the luckiest closer in the world. I feel like every time I watch that dude try and close a game, he had like a 0 ERA, but his whip was like 7. Like, there's always traffic. I mean, I don't know how this dude is just closing out games. I would hate having him as a closer.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about him.
Yeah, it's the AL East is just like, for example, the Jays, like I said, they faced the Cleveland Guardians today and took 2 or 3 from them. It's like, I would kill to be in the Central, or like the Central is pathetic. It really is pathetic. I know they have the most playoff teams right now, but my God, man, like that Cleveland Guardians team is really like, I know they're 20 games or 19 games above 500 now, but it's like, fuck, man. Like
The wind
like
tunnel, baby.
Yeah, the Orioles are going to be a wagon forever, probably. They're just insane. The Yankees, if they sign Soto, I could see them probably being a problem for a couple years down the road. And obviously the Red Sox now. So the Jays have the 24th farm system in baseball. That's the harsh reality of it. Bo Bichette has a sub 100 weighted runs created plus this year, sub 100 OPS plus. Like, the Jays are in a very weird spot right now because there's no prospects, and the assets that you quote unquote could trade, there's no trade value on them right now. So it's a very weird spot the Toronto Blue Jays are in. But I keep saying it, like, they could, it's still, the AL, there's teams that are the third wild card that are not even really good, and I still think the Jays can make a push for that. Are you talking playoffs for the Red Sox, you think, this year?
My insanity pushed me towards that the last episode of Section 10, only because the episode before that, so many people were whining about how negative I was. So then the following episode, I just overloaded the positivity, and I was like, you guys are such fucking babies that I find it, but they're going to make it to the playoffs, which is not like a crazy thought. It's just, you know, the way that the playoff system is now, like, you could finish with a losing record in the National League and still make the playoffs. Like, it's a joke. Like, right now, the Nats are a game under 500, and they're a half game behind the Cardinals and the Padres, who are exactly 500, and they have the wild card spots. Like, the Red Sox are a game above 500. It's a little bit tougher in the American League. They're 2.5 games back of the Twins. So yeah, I mean, but like the Twins are the 6th wild card spot, and that's the only team in front of the Red Sox. So we can sit here and lose tonight against the Yankees and be exactly 500 for the 50th time this fucking season and be 3 games out with no teams in front of us. So, I mean, it's crazy. This team is about as 500 as you're going to get. Even if you get Casas back, it's like, all right, that's nice. That they've gotten virtually no offensive production at first base since he's been gone, between 3 different dudes. But yeah, like, it's not inconceivable to believe that the Red Sox as a 500 team could be the 6th wild card spot in the American League. Like, that's just what it is.
Yeah. You got to think the Royals could fall a little bit too. So I just go through Fangraphs, the WAR, all the time, and I see that Tanner Houck and Jarren Duran are just up there, top 15
Beast.
players in baseball.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They have to be 2 of the most underrated guys. Who's your Red Sox MVP that's not Raffy out of those 2?
I mean, it's probably Duran. Like, he's like top 10 in the league in WAR.
Oh yeah.
And I think Houck is either 1 or 2 for pitchers. It's
Yeah,
something crazy like that.
They're 8th and 13th as of this morning. Houck is 8th, Duran's 13th.
Like, Houck is 8th counting position players as well.
Yeah.
That's nuts. He's been outstanding. He wasn't even supposed to be in the rotation because he got called up in like 2020, and ever since then it's like, whoa, he can't see a lineup for the 3rd time, and that just became the thing. They're like, yeah, he can't see a lineup for the 3rd time, and like, well, what happens if we just, I don't know, let him? You know, is just one of the best starting pitchers in baseball. And with Duran, his defense was so bad in like 2021, 2022, where he was like fighting fans. He was like dropping balls in Kansas City, and fans were chirping him, and he was just ready to snap on him out there. And now he's one of the best defenders, like outfielders, in baseball. His jumps are better, his reads are better, his routes are better. He's, I think, in terms of whatever metric you want to use, he's one of the best base runners in baseball. He has more triples than like 19 teams in baseball. Yeah, I mean, the guy is just like he's a definition of an impact player. He causes chaos on the base paths, great defender, and he can hit. And he finally like is learning about himself, where he's a very strong dude. He's jacked. But he's not trying to hit homers all the time. He's just trying to find the gaps. He's just trying to put the bat on the ball because he knows, if I hit like a dinky little Derek Jeter single to right field, that's a double for me. Like, you might get thrown out of first base, but like, that's a double for me, and he's doing it. So yeah, Duran's been awesome to watch this year.
Yeah, it's like I said, the Red Sox team is very surprising. I mean, David Hamilton has like a 900 OPS or 850,
and
like,
he sucks. Like David Hamilton, like I love the guy, super nice, but like watch this dude play shortstop on a routine ground ball. Like watch him during this series. He will scoop the baseball, take 19 crow hops, and then still one hop the baseball to whoever's playing first base. It's fucking nuts. He's awful defensively. But he can hit. And so he's going to get in there. Like Trevor Story, I mean, like, I don't even think he made it to the first home game. I think he got hurt. Like, we had like a 10-game road trip to start the season. He got hurt, done for the year on that. So he never even made it home. So Hamilton's been getting the reps at shortstop quite a bit, and it's because he can hit. It's not because he can play defense, because he can't.
Yeah, and where are Red Sox fans at with Trevor Story? Obviously, I mean, first couple years were tough. Do Red Sox fans hate Trevor Story, or is it just like feel bad for him?
Feel bad for him. Yeah. I mean, he's a good dude. Like in the offseason, he's putting together like those camps, because when he was with the Rockies, like Troy Tulowitzki used to do like these defensive camps for like the young guys. So now because he benefited so much from that, he's now doing that with like the Red Sox prospects and the younger players. So I think people see, like this is a dude that he wants to compete. Like there have definitely been players in Red Sox history where they get hurt and they're just like, oh, this is a cool vacation. Like I'm good. And they're maybe not even trying to get back as fast as they possibly can because they're good with just collecting a check. Like Trevor Story wants to compete. I think he's one of the voices in that clubhouse that people follow. And I think fans are smart enough to recognize that. So there's definitely those fans that are like, oh, we're paying you 120 million and how you not taking the ball, how you not playing. But those fans are dumb. Like for the most part, the majority just feels bad for the guy.
Why do they treat him differently than Sale?
I don't even know how Sale
that
gets
was
treated.
sad, Carrabis. That was
very sad. I was pissed. Like Schwarber probably got a better standing ovation than Sale did, and he played here for half a year. But I think it's just because like some of the fans that were there, they were like, they didn't know that they were doing a tribute to him. Like they didn't know to like look up at the video board. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, how do you not know? But yeah, Sale gets treated weird, but he shouldn't. Like he got a ton of money, but he won you a World Series. And like, what was he going to do? Like, not take the money. It's like, it's not his fault. Like whenever you like blame people for taking the money, it's like, what was the guy supposed to do? And he didn't have the injuries really until after he signed. So I don't know. I feel bad for Sale too, because he beats himself up over it. Like he's not bitter about it. He's not like, oh man, these fans, like they don't know what they're talking about. He's like, oh man, like maybe they're right. Like they've beaten him into submission. It's kind of sad.
Schwarber's one of the best dudes ever. Me and Avery got close with him in the offseason. We used to play Call of Duty with him every day.
Really?
Yeah, he is. It was me because I'm close with Bryson, so I just met Bryson through Schwarber, and he's the man. We talked to us in the podcast. Like Schwarber openly told us when he was a free agent, he was like a second away from signing with the Blue Jays, and they never gave him an offer. Like they were going to sign Gossman and him, and like he was like getting his stuff ready, getting his passport, all that type of stuff ready to live in Canada, and then they just stopped contacting him about signing him. So he was supposed to be a Blue Jay. Which is,
that always feels good to hear that.
When your home run leader has 11 home runs in June and Kyle Schwarber could have been on this team, it makes it substantially worse. But going into this series preview, I mean, where are you at with this? Because the Jays, like I said, they've been actually playing some decent baseball, although their offense still makes me want to fucking die. Their pitching staff is top 6 in baseball in the last 6 weeks. Top 6 ERA. What is your expectation for this series? Obviously, your offense has been fairly decent. I mean, you going toe to toe with the Yankees, beat the fucking brakes off them yesterday. So,
I can't tell you what we're gonna do in the series against the Blue Jays until I know what happens tonight. If we lose tonight, then that'll make us 500. So we might take 2 out of 3 against you. But if we lose, yeah, I don't know. Like if we win tonight, we'll be 2 games over. So you'll sweep us. Yeah. So yeah, if we win tonight, Blue Jays sweep. If we lose, it's gonna be a different story.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm looking at some of the pitching matchups here. So obviously, first one is Yusei Kikuchi versus Pivetta, Tanner Houck versus Chris Bassett, and Bayo versus Gossman. I mean, those are the 3 top dogs for the Jays going right now. I mean, Brios is great today, but Kikuchi's been great.
That's 2 out of 3 for you guys. Yeah, that's 2 out of 3. Yeah. 2 out of 3 for the Blue. No matter what, you're winning the series. If we win tonight, you sweep. If we lose tonight, 2 out of 3 for you guys.
This is the thing, though. The Jays will get carved up by Brian Bayo, but they'll somehow get hits off Tanner Houck. No, I'm telling you, Carrabis, I have seen it way too long. They will
I'm
somehow
telling
get
you.
carved up.
I've got 4 2/3, 5 earned for Bayo. Yeah, and another freak out. Like he's gonna give up a home run to like some slapdick and have another fucking
IKF.
hissy fit. Yeah, he's gonna give up a 3-run bomb to IKF and then throw his glove again.
IKF's been great, Avery. IKF's been great.
Yeah. I heard he hates me. From a reliable source. Yeah, from a very reliable source. But listen, like I get it. I get it when Yankees hate me. But I don't like when guys get butthurt on behalf of somebody else. Like Garrett Cole has every right to hate me. IKF, I don't think I've ever tweeted about him in my life. So like if he's just mad because like I said something about one of his buddies, grow up. Grow up.
We can probably find that out. We can find that out.
We can find that out.
Yeah, go ahead and find that out. Okay, it's definitely like he's taken up for Garrett Cole because like even now, like I don't even really talk shit about anyone on the Yankees besides Cole. Anyways,
it's not really much to talk. I mean, there's not really much to say. I will say, and you probably deal with it way more to an extent than I do, but I have Yankees fans tweeting at me with the bigger we get here about like the Jays. Can you just fucking enjoy the Yankees? Like, why are you tweeting at me like about the fucking Jays?
We're in the basement.
Yeah.
Like, why are you worried about that?
Yankee fans, we have grown. Our relationship has grown over the last few years. Like even so now, I feel like I have their respect. I have like 90% of the Yankee fans respect, but then there's still like that 10% unhinged that just only know one mode and it's attack. So like I'll like tweet something nice about Aaron Judge and like you'll still get like a Yankee fan tweeting me like my parents' house address being like I'm outside. Like come outside. I'm like, bro, I just tweeted like that Judge is like the best hitter in baseball over the last month. And, like they don't get like it's ingrained in their brain. It's what they do, and you almost have to respect the psychosis of it.
Yeah,
that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah, so I wanted to end it with this, Carrabis.
Okay,
you have to watch George Springer's at bats. I know we're talking about bad contracts, Chris Sale, all that type of shit. George Springer is hitting below the Mendoza line, brother. He could have a negative OPS. Him and Justin Turner, I don't know what's going on with Justin Turner, by the way. This guy,
me neither, dude.
It's bad, bro. It's really bad.
It just fell off. It's kind of like it's like Peyton Manning. It just happened like that, Because I love JT. I love JT, but yeah, it's not. I thought that he was going to have a greater impact in Toronto than what he's had so far.
He's a bench bat now, man. He's not like they're DHing George Springer over him. Like George Springer, and George Springer's owed $50 million over the next 2 seasons, by the way. This is going to be Jose
new Vernon Wells.
New Vernon Wells. It's going to be bad. But anyways, Carrabis, me and Avery are thinking about going to Fenway. When's that series, Avery?
That's at like next week.
End of June, right?
Yep.
Yeah. They don't go back after that?
You have to wait till September. It's crazy waiting this long to play.
I'm so done with this schedule. The Jays face the Guardians, Red Sox, Guardians, Red Sox for 4 consecutive series. Has it been like that for the Red Sox?
It doesn't matter who we play. It just matters what our record is when we go in. Like we just took 2 out of 3 from the Phillies. We had no business doing that, but like we needed to get back to 500 somehow.
It's nice to know how it's going to end up before, during the middle of the season.
Right, like it's it doesn't matter the talent that we're facing. It's a math equation. We can't go beyond 2 games up. We can't go below 2 games under. So you just figure out what's going to happen. Like we just went back-to-back series playing the best team in the National League and then the best team in the American League. So it quite literally does not matter who we're playing. It's just like we can't just get too far from 500.
That's fair. I'm excited for the series, man. Obviously the Jays haven't faced the Red Sox in a while, so we got some good moments there. Obviously, the Davis Schneider Legacy Day that happened at Fenway last year.
Yeah,
that was insane. I have chills even thinking about it. That was unbelievable. Well, Carrabis, man, appreciate you coming on this, man. And you got to come to Toronto. You have to come to Toronto, man. You're loved here. The people love you.
I've been dying to go there. By the way, you guys are crushing it, and I wanted to give you a compliment as well because I know that the Toronto Blue Jays have been exciting for the most part over the last few years, but I'm now in year 3 of purgatory, whereas like you still get fired up watching the Blue Jays, given what the situation is. Like, I respect your passion so much because you're watching a 4th place Blue Jays team and your reactions are like, man, this is game 7 of the ALCS right now. So to like harness that, keep that, because I'm in a spot right now where this team is beating me down, and I'll never lose my passion, but it has been very hard this year to watch the games and feel something. So I very much respect the fact that you feel many things watching a team that's in 4th place.
I'm just so tired. Like, so we post the clips on like the TikToks and the socials. People are like, relax, dude. It's game like 30. Brother, I'll be like that. I'll be like this for game 155, game 20, game 10. Like, I like, this is not, it's not a stick. Like, I literally,
yeah.
I love this fucking team. So it sucks that I have to watch George Springer hit 195 and I have to watch the Blue Jays. I don't know if you saw this stat. We talked about this in the last podcast. The Toronto Blue Jays, when they score 3 runs or more, are 33-11 this year. They just have to score 3 fucking runs to be a good baseball team. And they can't fucking do that.
Can't do it.
It's insane. It's
Can't
the
do
battle of mid this week, man. We'll see what happens. Carrabis, keep doing your thing, man. Enjoy that dinner you're going on later. And
thank you.
We'll keep in touch, and good luck this week. Good luck this week.
Hey, best of luck in this series. I hope you guys score 3. I hope you guys do it. I really do. Yeah.
Don't let us get hot.
It's good. Yeah, don't let us get off. You know, we should for the, I don't know if I can do it for this one, but the next one, let's do like a combined stream. That'd be fun.
Yeah, we can do that. Awesome. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, let us know, and then we'll go from there. Obviously, Tyler follows me. He's a fucking beauty, by the way.
He's a menace. Yeah, like it's not a shtick. He genuinely doesn't know what's gonna come out of his mouth. It's insane.
He deserves to get suspended, man. Every 10 minutes.
Every 10 minutes. I mean, he's costing us sponsors left and right. It's insane.
All right, Carrabis, man. Thanks for hopping on this, brother. Yeah, you got to come down here, man. It'll be fucking electric. It's so sick.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm down.
Thank you.
Easy, Carrabis.